Um, we don't care about half of the stuff that is being put out here on any of these social media platforms. We don't care. We don't. Stay tuned. Let me play my intro. All right, so I'm experimenting with a couple of locations here since my family thinks I'm taking over the house, but I'm not taking over the house. Everybody has their own space around here, but as soon as I try to go live for a hot second, all of a sudden everybody's got to be hungry, everybody's got to talk to me, everybody wants to be up in my face. All right, I just had to get that off my chest. Okay, so look, I just want to talk about why middle aged women don't care about basically a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. So I had a chance. I said, now let me see what's going on out here in these streets, because, I'm a YouTube star now. Is this lighting okay? Because, like I don't know how to do this. I turn lights on, I turn it off. If I turn it on too much, it like washes me out. I got this little handy dandy button here. I don't know if this does it right. See, doesn't it look dark on some sides? Like, well, maybe this will work. So, anyway, I just want to talk about why middle aged women, I would say, even in particular, Black women, don't care about a lot of the stuff that's out here. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is this: if you are middle aged, most likely you have children. You may not. So if this doesn't apply, then it doesn't apply. Okay. So you can just go ahead and move past this first point. I just want to make sure I caveat that. But for those of us who have children, now I just want to make sure I'm being intentional about the things that I'm saying. Number one, we don't have time for the shenanigans. So half of the stuff that's out here, we don't even have time to consume it. I'm just like, the stuff that they're putting out here doesn't relate to us. We it's not that we don't care about being beautiful and those things, but we do not spend an extraordinary amount of time talking about our makeup. I mean, it's not that I don't do those things, but most of the time when I come on this platform, I'm trying to be extremely intentional about being fresh face as much as possible. And the reason why I do that is because most of us don't care about propping the girls up this crazy high. The girls, I call them the girls, BBLs, and it's not that we don't want to be beautiful, but what they have out there today, that's not the normal woman, especially not the normal Black woman. We don't have time for all of that. Now, look, there's always an edge case for everything, but the average woman does not have time to do that much primping. And then if you do have that kind of time, something is falling off in some other area or you're compensating for something. There's nothing wrong with makeup. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're in entertainment, like if you're like a journalist or something like that, like a news anchor, that is your job to do that. If you're on stage, that is your job. Don't get me wrong. It's not that we don't like being beautiful and turning up and all that good stuff. But the average woman does not have time for most of the nonsense that is out there on in these YouTube streets or any social media platform. Okay. So I just want to make this clear. And if you are a woman, you don't have time to just sit there all day, every day to sit there and consume that. I mean, I'm not saying it's never consumed, but the content that's out there is not, you can't really curate a lot of stuff for the middle-aged woman. We have kids. Like when I get off of here, I'm going to prep for another live because I try to designate this time and be intentional. But after that, I got to prep for my daughter to be ready for her lacrosse tournament tomorrow. So make sure the shoes are right, making sure she has all her equipment, her drinks and snacks and everything, especially since we seem to be getting a whole lot of rain here in Maryland. It's like 40 days and 40 nights. And I'm telling you right now, I feel like I don't know if it's the Wizard of Oz. I don't know what's going on. It's like, din, 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 din. I say that for everything. Anyway, the point I'm making is we don't have time. Next, I'm going to move on to this next thing. Silly content. It is so silly. And much of it for middle-aged women, we cannot relate. Either we're past it or it's just silly. Let me tell you something. So I tried to look up trending stuff. Let me tell you how, like, I must live under a rock. So I'm trying to, like, get my life together with current news and stuff like that. You know what was trending? I guess I could take this off. Um, well, I'll leave it on. It was on Jada Pinkett Smith's bedroom activities about her and Will Smith. They've never had a problem in the bedroom. I didn't even read the article. I'm like, who cares? And who's reading it? I want to know who is investing cycles into that because I just don't care. I didn't even click the article. I'm like, that's what's trending. The fact that she can say we've never had an issue in our bedroom and that's newsworthy. I'm just asking somebody, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Hold on a second. Let me just say this. I never really actually do this often enough, but let me say, if any of you are out here and you catch this and you like it, do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like it. You know you like it. Anyway, back to my point. The content is silly. Let me tell you what else was trending. Fetty Wap was arrested. Now I barely know who Fetty Wap is. I know he's some sort of rapper, and I'm pretty sure I know, I guess, the music that he puts out. Now I never know who sings or raps or audio tunes or anything anymore because I'm too caught up. I am too caught up. The content is silly. Literally, literally, it was on Fetty Wap being arrested. I don't even know what he's arrested for. So apparently he did something, or maybe they accused him of something. Let me say that. And Jada Pinkett Smith can say that her and Will Smith never had an issue in the bedroom, and this was all newsworthy. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Anyway, the point I'm making is I'm like the content is silly and we don't have time to engage. We don't have the cycles. We just don't have the cycles. So I'm like, I apparently live under a rock. Let me go to the third thing. And you know, basically we want to do things that are going to we want to read about things that are going to make our lives better. And much of this doesn't make our lives better. How can we get these meals out quicker? How can we ensure that our kids are getting their homework done? How can we make sure that we're not, overworking our kids or whatever? How can I sneak in time to work out or to have a passion or some sort of hobby? So my new thing is YouTube. Let me tell you something. Trying to get time to do this. This is a tall order. I'm either trying to do it early in the morning or I'm trying to pick a day in the evening where I can get a couple of my buddies to come on. I'm like, can you do another live? And they're like, all right, what do you want to do? But I have to carve out the time. I have to, basically, yeah, it doesn't make our lives easier. It doesn't. So I just want to get back to just these few things. Middle-aged women don't have time. Much of the content out there is silly, and it is not enriching our lives. It's not making it easier. I don't feel like if I'm going to look up anything on Black people, all they want to do is talk about, like I said in other videos, 4C popping curls, how to put on a ton of makeup. I guess this femininity thing is a thing now, right? Like, and I get it. People want you to be feminine, so it's funny because it's like, here I am looking all rough and rugged right now. People are like, but you're still very feminine. I guess because I don't get into it with my husband, right? I think the biggest thing is, and I'm focused on my children and my husband. So but I don't always want to see that. I don't want to see people fighting. I get tired of seeing, women who look like me want to shade, read, or drag each other. I'm like, this is the content we're putting out there. We don't care. I don't care. I don't care about the crazy red pill group wanting to go up on women. Let me just say, by the way, why is it that women go to men and ask them how to get married. Like they're going to men for advice. They're trying to seek advice how to catch a man instead of going to married women. So men will tell you what you want and stuff like that, but do they ever go to married women and say like, what did you do to get married? I just find it interesting. Maybe they should do both. I don't know. I don't know. But I always thought that was interesting, by the way. But yeah, anyway, we don't care. So, because you got to think, for most of us middle-aged women who are married with children, or maybe if you're not married with children, you might be in the space where you're just like, okay, I'm just good. I'm doing me right now. I don't need to be in a relationship right now. Those things are not going to be interesting to you. Well, I don't think they are. I don't care about Fetty Wap getting arrested. I was like, wait, do I know him? I'm like, I know the name. I don't know what song it is. And Jada Pinkett Smith doesn't have a problem in the bedroom with Will Smith. I'm like, okay. We don't care. We don't care. Look, middle-aged women, the stuff that we're interested in, or maybe we're not interested, this isn't it. And so there's a reason why I'm just kind of like, oh my goodness, we're missing the mark. There's no content out there for middle-aged women. Middle-aged women, real talk, they want to figure out like, hey, what are you using to manage your monthly cycles? Now, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but when you get to be a particular age, things change. Things change. Your sleeping habits change. Your cycles change. Suddenly, for some people, they get breakouts all over again because things are hormonal. You start having anxiety. You start wondering about your purpose, questioning your purpose, career, children, how to have it all, how you can't have it all. When can you have it all? Maybe not at the same time. You talk about things like when you start caring for your parents while caring for your children, at least if you're Gen X. That's what they want to talk about. They want to see that kind of stuff. They want to understand, like, how can you be visible without needing so much attention? Because a lot of middle-aged women do feel invisible. That's the stuff they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about how you can put on a pound of makeup. They want to talk about how can you squeeze in. So see, I'm getting ready to my kids are really going to take me there because I don't understand why they have to be that loud. They want to look, middle-aged women want to talk about, how can they fight these 10, 15, 20 pounds. That's what they want to talk about. Middle-aged women can drink the hell out of some wine. Why are middle-aged women on medication? Because they're stressed out. Middle-aged women need to be talking about how their friendships change. Hey, I am on the live. I should probably get off now because they're going to come up and being loud. And so, look, hey, let me just say, if you like this, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm getting ready to get off because I hear them running upstairs. So, all right, stay tuned for another video coming from the Black Opinionated Woman. I am out.